Hello and welcome to Siddaganga Academy YouTube channel. So today we will be discussing the current affairs for 3rd May 2021. Along with that, we'll also discussing some of the revision questions also. We have around 8 articles today. We will discuss all of these 8 articles in detail. Let's start. First article is about the elections that were held in five states. This may not be of so importance for you or preliminary examination, but for mains it is very important. So five elections were held for 5 states, that is the West Bengal, Assam, Kerala, Tamil Nadu and Puducherry. So what was the election result in West Bengal? It is the TMC, Trinamool Congress, that has won the majority. In Assam, it is the NDA, BJP-led NDA. In Kerala, it is the Communist Party. In Tamil Nadu, it is TMK, that is led by Stalin. And in Puducherry, it is the NDA, that is led by AINRC. So in all these states, you can see that it is the state party, that is the TMC here in West Bengal. In Assam, it is the national party. In Kerala, it is the local state party. In Tamil Nadu, also it is state party. So here you can see the trend. That is the state parties. State parties are deciding factors, not the national parties like the Congress of the BJP. But in few states like Assam, it is the NDA, and then Puducherry also is NDA. So just for the sake of information, I have picked up this article. May not be so important for your prelims, but for me, you have to see the trend of the elections and how the state parties matter for the national politics. Next article, it is about the Myanmar. What is happening in Myanmar? Myanmar rebel group calls for united fight against the junta. So we all know the Myanmar is again and is under the rule of the military. So from February 1st of this year, it has been taken over by the military rule. So Myanmar has been in turmoil since the civilian leader Aung San Suu Kyi. You all know about her. She is the democratic leader, and she was deposed off in February 1st in a military coup, triggering a mass uprising across the country. So there is a uprising against the military rule in Myanmar. So now Myanmar has more than 20 ethnic rebel groups in Myanmar. So all of them have come together to protest against the military rule. Some of the rebel groups are the Karen National Union, Democratic Karen Buddhist Army, and then the Border Guards Forces, a subdivision of the Myanmar military made up of former ethnic insurgents. So these are some of the ethnic rebels that are there in Myanmar who are supporting the pro-democratic movement that is against the military rule. So you have to remember where is the military rule. Since it is the neighbor of our India, it is very important for us to know what is happening in the neighboring countries. Next article, it's about the center providing 15,000 crore interest-free loan for state capital expenditure. What is capital expenditure? Everybody has in every country has a capital expenditure and the revenue expenditure. So capital expenditure mainly the funds have to be allocated for the states for a new and ongoing projects which will provide long-term benefits. So capital expenditure is basically investing in the infrastructure. Basically, it is the infrastructure. So it will always be a long-term investment wherein the states can invest and they can look forward for returns in the coming years. So that is called the capital expenditure. The allocation also includes incentives to the states for monetization and recycling of the infrastructure assets. So here you can see what is the plan, how they are planning to spend. So in part one, what they are planning to spend rupees 2,600 crore for northeast and the hill states. That is the Assam, Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand to get 400 crores each, and then other states will get 200 crore each. So that is the plan in the part one, and in part two they will spend around 7,400 crores which are not covered in the part one. So apart from these northeastern and the hill states, all these states will get 7,400 crores. The amount has been allocated to these states in the proportion to their share of the central taxes. So since we have this GST share, according to that, this amount will be distributed among the states. So who actually decides the share of the income taxes for the states? It is the Finance Commission recommendation. So it is right now we have the 15th Finance Commission. As per the recommendations of the 15th Finance Commission, these taxes will be shared between the states. In the same proportion, this 7,400 will be shared among the states in part 2. And part 3, rupees 5,000 crore to states for monetization and recycling of the infrastructure assets, and this investment of the state public sector under enterprises. Here the states will get interest free, 50-year loan ranging from 33% to 100% of the amount realized by them through asset monetization, listing, and disinvestment. So, to know briefly about the capital expenditure, it includes funding of creation, acquisition, capital assets like the infrastructure, construction of roads, buildings, machinery, railway line, and airports. And it creates a lot of employment to the poor and to the unskilled, and enhances the future productive capacity of the economy. So, one thing is clear: no capital expenditure basically invest in the long-term funds, and also the long-term infrastructure like the roads, buildings. They may not yield the fruits in a very short term, but in the long term they will definitely yield the fruits for the country. So that is the reason we have to invest in the roads building, because if you improve the roads, you can improve the transportation logistics. At the same time, we will save the time, so the economy becomes a little faster, and we can earn fast. And building and machinery, if you have to invest in machinery, we can uh, get the products in a faster faster time, and the railway lines. These all infrastructure will definitely help in the longer run, and also it will create employment for the unskilled labor. So many people will be employed in these projects, so that will also help creation of the employment as well. Next article, it is talking about the Samudra Setu. We have heard this Samudra Setu initiative of the Indian Navy in last year also. Last year in COVID-19 times, we had difficult times wherein some of our countrymen were stuck in other countries. So to get them back, government had taken this initiative, Samudra Setu, wherein it was launched in May 2020 as a part of Vande Bharat mission. Under the operation, Indian citizens were repatriated from Maldives, Sri Lanka, and Iran, especially from these countries. People were Indian citizens were brought from there, brought back to India. Samudra Setu 2, Indian Navy has initiated the Operation Samudra Setu 2 to aid a faster transportation of the medical oxygen. Since right now we have a lot of emergency need of this medical oxygen and other supplies from the countries in the view of the surge in the COVID-19 second wave that we have, corona. There is a lot of need of this medical oxygen and other medical equipment. So Samudra Setu 2 basically focuses to get all the aid from different countries. Since many countries have come forward, even China, Pakistan, they have shared their willingness to contribute to India's second wave of this COVID-19. This Samudra Setu project definitely helps in getting all the aids from different countries. Next article is talking about the food grain production. Central government has planned to have 307 million tons of food grains. That is the target they have set. They have announced it in the annual Carib conference that will be held annually. So, what is the right now? If you consider the food grains, in that we will have the rice, we will have wheat, pulses, coarse cereals. So these are the main components of the food grains. One is the rice, wheat, pulses, and the coarse grains. In this, we will have two seasons. One is the Kharif season and the Rabi season. Here we can know wheat is basically a Rabi crop, not the Kharif crop. But rice, we can see here both in Rabi and um, Kharif, but it is mainly it yields more in the Kharif because it needs water. And pulses, not much difference in both Kharif and Rabi. And score cereals, we can see it yields more in the Kharif season. So totally, we will have around 307.31. That is the that is the target they have set for the production of the food grains. And oil seeds, we can see it is about 26.2 million tons. In Rabi season, it is 11.4, and cotton it is 37 million tons. Not anywhere, it's basically a Kharif crop. And sugarcane, this is also basically a Kharif crop as well. Here we cannot see either cotton or sugarcane. But we have to keep in one more thing in mind, that we import most of the oil seeds from different countries. So it is very, very important to have these oil seeds grown in our country as well. And jute and mesta we get around 10.6. That is the target that they have set, 10.6 million tons. Next article is talking about the SIDBI. What is this? Small Industrial Development Bank of India has launched two schemes, that is the SWAS and the AROG. So what is this SWAS? It is the SIDBI, that is the Small Industrial Development Bank of India, assistance to healthcare sector, that is the SWAS. Another is the Small Industrial Development Bank of India, assistance to MSME for recovery, organic growth during the COVID-19 pandemic. So this is basically helped the MSMEs to um, get boosted to produce these requirement during the time of COVID-19, to to face this situation during the time of COVID-19. The scheme has been launched to counter the adverse impact of the second wave of the COVID-19. The scheme has are devised under the guidance of the Union government, which facilitates funding for production and services related to supply of oxygen cylinders, oxygen concentrators, meters, and essential drugs. So these oxygen concentrators, they get the oxygen from the atmospheric oxygen, and oxygen cylinders basically to store the liquid oxygen. So to help these, Small Industrial Development Bank of India has bought these two schemes. Endure is to provide credit facilities to deserving MSMEs. So those MSMEs who are basically involved in tackling this COVID-19, those will be given higher preference. In this scheme, envisages 100% funding up to amount of 2 crore to MSMEs unit at an attractive interest rate of 4.5 to 6% per annum interest, and that will be processed within 48 hours after the receipt of the document. So they will get the loan amount or any financial assistance within 48 hours of the application. That is very, very important, and that too at a very lower interest rate, that is 4.5 to 6% per annum. So this will definitely help the MSMEs who are working towards COVID-19. It's a good step from the government of India. So if anybody needs more information about this, you can visit this SIDBI website, wherein you will get to know about more about the guidelines or the circular that has been circulated for the sake of these schemes. Next article is talking about the Immune India Deposit Scheme. What is this Immune India Deposit Scheme? It is the scheme of the Central Bank of India. So here you can see the tweet from Central Bank of India. To encourage vaccination under the COVID-19, Central Bank of India launches special deposit product that is called the Immune Deposit India Scheme. That is the special deposit product. Special deposit product. So it is basically like the fixed deposit. What is the days term? It is the 4 ones, 1111 days at an attractive extra interest rate of 25 basis points above the applicable card rate of for the citizens who have got vaccinated. Only those people who get vaccinated, they will get this benefit. They can get 25% extra interest rate on the deposit that they do. So here we can know what is this deposit product. The total term will be FD will be 1111 days. What is the eligibility? You have to have the COVID vaccination completed. It is only the limited period offer, and no, you will get 25% of the interest more compared to others if you get vaccinated. So that is the this drive is basically to encourage people to get vaccinated, so that people tend to get vaccinated to get the extra interest rate. In the process, everybody gets vaccinated. So this is the good initiative of the Central Bank of India. In the examination, they might ask which bank, name of the bank which has got this immune deposit scheme. And for the senior citizens, it will be 50 basis points. So the interest rate will be more for the senior citizens who get vaccinated. So this is the best initiative we can say. This you have to remember. Next is the Indian Army's first green solar energy harnessing plant of 56 kilowatt. So this you have to remember. This is the uh, solar power plant. Where is it located? It is located in the northern Sikkim at an altitude of 16,000 feet, and it is basically a vanadium-based battery technology. So the battery which is fixed here, okay, which gets the solar energy, is basically made of the vanadium-based technology. So that you have to remember. This is the first green solar energy of the army as well. Project was completed in collaboration with the IIT Mumbai. This you have to remember, because in the examination they will ask these institutions which are involved in designing these solar power plants as well. Here specifically, if you want to know, the team of eminent faculty from the IIT, Professor Prakash Ghosh, and the troops of Indian Army have designed this, completed this project, and this project will definitely benefit the troops. If they need this energy, they might require this energy in the higher altitudes, because we cannot carry the energy till that point. So this is a very good initiative wherein they will definitely get benefit out of this, and also it is very, very environment friendly as well. So with this, we'll be completing the current affairs for today. So we'll look into some of the questions for today. The first question: which Indian neighboring country has come under the military recently? Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, Pakistan, Myanmar. The right answer is Myanmar. So since February 1, the Myanmar is taken over by that is the military junta, military rule. Second question: which of the following statements about the capital expenditure are true? They are long term in nature, expense incurred for maintaining the day-to-day activities, have a physical presence except for intangible assets. In this, only the second statement is wrong. So what is the thing? Expense incurred for maintaining the day-to-day activities. It's not the day-to-day activities. It's a very long-term investment. So the answer would be 1 and 3 only. Here, 1 and 3 only. So this is a small correction. Make this as 1 and 3. So the right answer would be C here. Third question: which of the following about the Samudra Setu are correct? Samudra Setu to bring the oxygen filled cryogenic containers to India from abroad. Second one, Indian Navy launched this operation. So which of the following statements are correct? Here both the statements are correct. It is the initiative of the Indian Navy, and also it will help bring the oxygen from abroad. Both statements are right here. Fourth question, which of the following contributes highest to the food grain production in India? Wheat, rice, pulses, coarse cereals. As we saw, India is planning to have 307 million tons of target food grains. So in that, rice is the major contributor. This you have to remember, and we export a lot of rice from India as well. Question, and the last question, which bank has launched the Immune India Deposit Scheme? Bank of Baroda, Bank of India, Central Bank of India, or State Bank of India? The right answer is Central Bank of India. So with this, we'll be completing the current affairs as well as the current affairs questions for today. Thank you.